Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is for a really simple cross-front bikini top. So here are some things that you're going to need before we get started. Most importantly, obviously, being your fabric, elastic, and we're going to need a bralette or bikini top for the pattern. So I go ahead and I start by taking my bralette and I'm just going to trace around the triangle part of the top using a pinwheel tracer. I recommend using a pinwheel tracer just because I find personally it's a little bit more accurate, but you could go ahead and just as easily trace around the bikini top. I then just take a perfect square ruler and connect those lines and make them perfectly straight. And then I got a weird kind of pentagon shape. So then from there, just going to extend this piece diagonally across the body. I would extend it an extra 2 to 3 inches from where the side of your body measurement is, just so that it wraps around the back. To get it perfectly the same width, just go ahead and use your ruler. I made mine 2.5 inches because that's how thick I wanted it to be, but go ahead and make it as thin or as thick as you like. Then we're just going to connect those lines, and I rounded out the bottom corner on the bottom left here just a little bit because I wanted a little bit of a smoother curve along the side. And I'm just marking out we're going to need 4 of these pieces right before I add the seam allowance. So just add 1/2 inch seam allowance because that's what I'm most comfortable using, but you can add whatever. And this is the piece when it's finished. For the back of the bralette, I just measured out half of the back and then I made a basic rectangle shape. I actually used the side of the front piece to give me the height that I would need. So if you do this, just remember that it already includes the seam allowance, so you don't need to add it again after. Also, the back piece is just going to be cut along the fold, so just keep that in mind when you're making your pattern. After I finished the general rectangle shape, I decided I wanted a curve towards the center, so just go ahead and draw a kind of slight curve. After that, the last piece is to make that side extension piece, so I just again measured the width of the front one and made a long rectangle, which was about 14.5 inches. And then I extended the bottom of that and just kind of tapered the top towards the bottom so it would have a nice angle on the end for the strap. Alright, so once we have all of our pieces, this is what it kind of looks like and how it goes together. The side and the back, and then that extension piece on the bottom front. Alright, so now it's time to cut everything out. So I have here 1 meter of a stretchy swim fabric, and it is a little bit on the thicker side, which I liked for this bathing suit because it makes it a little less easy to see through. And I also have some 1/4 inch elastic. You can get these in little packs. I used probably 1.5 packs for mine. So I start by cutting out 4 of those front pieces, just making sure everything is nice and smooth and straight. After that, go ahead and fold the fabric in half, making sure you have a nice straight edge before you lay that pattern along the fold, and cut out 2 of those pieces. The last part to cut out is for those front extension pieces, and I just use my ruler here to make sure that they're extra straight. Okay, so once everything's cut out, this is what we should have for those front pieces, 4 of the side pieces, as well as 2 of the back. So the next part is to start pinning them. We're going to pin the side seams right sides together if it matters on your fabric. For mine it didn't, but just keep that in mind if you have a pattern fabric or something. So pin those side seams right sides together, and then I'm just going to pin that extension piece onto the side front there. Once everything is all pinned together, you get this weird kind of long, awkward looking thing. So I'm just going to run it through my serger to attach all of those seams together. If you don't have a serger, go ahead and use a wide zigzag stitch. It's important for swimwear because you want it to have that stretchiness and to maintain its elasticity. Okay, so I ended up with 2 long strips, which I'm going to attach right sides together. So go ahead and pin them all the way around. Make sure when you're pinning to leave a 2 to 3 inch gap on the top of the back piece. This will be used to turn the bathing suit piece inside out, so it's really important to leave this part unsewn. Go ahead and use my serger again just to serge all the way around the outside except for that tiny little hole in the top back. So now it is time to add the elastic. So elastic is going to be added along the front piece here as well as the bottom of the front piece, the bottom of the back, and that is it. When I'm using my sewing machine, I'm using a wide zigzag stitch and I am pulling the elastic a little bit. I wouldn't recommend pulling it too much because then the fabric will gather a lot, but you want it to have a little bit of structure and a little bit of pull close towards the body so it doesn't slip off. After the elastic is added, we're going to turn the bathing suit inside out through that top hole. Just make sure not to add it to the side extension piece or the top back when you're sewing it on. So we're going to turn the bathing suit inside out now using that hole at the top. It is a little bit tedious, so just take your time. Now for the strap, I just cut a long 1 inch piece and stitched 1/4 inch elastic down to one side using a wide zigzag stitch. Strap's pretty simple. We're just going to fold that elastic over twice to hide that raw edge, and then I just basted it down using a wide straight stitch because I was going to remove this stitch later on. Make sure not to pull anything, just sewing nice and relaxed. Once that's finished, go ahead and remove the excess fabric. I recommend using a rotary cutter because it's nice and sharp and gives a straight, clean edge for this if you're not going to be refinishing it after. So after we've closed up that hole on the top, the last part is to attach the strap to the top back piece. So go ahead and mark half of the strap and half of the back piece and just pin those 2 points together, and then I continue to pin the strap out from there. Once the strap is all pinned down, go ahead and head over to your sewing machine and use a wide zigzag stitch, starting at the very tip of the strap and then working your way down towards the back just so that we get that zigzag finish all along the strap. So for this part, we're not stretching anything again, just sewing it nice and lax. This is what it looks like with the stitching done across the top back strap. And this is the final bikini look. I put one back on my mannequin so that you guys could see it a little bit better. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys make this and you love it as much as I do. If you guys didn't catch my last video, go ahead and check it out here. It's for a high-waisted bikini bottom that pairs really well with this top. Thank you again for watching and feel free to hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!